What if I told you that there's one exercise that will help you unlock 99% of all yoga arm balances? That, my friends, is the subject of today's video. Let's get into it. So here's the thing. I only just started doing yoga seriously about a year ago, and I got almost all of the yoga arm balances for free because of this one particular exercise I'd been doing previously. When it comes to the yoga classics like crow pose, the 8 angle pose, the flying split pose, and even some of the funky transitions out of downward facing dog. All of these particular yoga arm balances share this bent arm strength, isometric hold to make them possible. Then it's just a matter of reorientating your shape above that bent arm position and your center of mass over your base of support to make sure that you can balance. What I tend to see in yoga classes is a lot of people just don't have that raw strength they need to hold these positions. The best exercise, hands down, to develop this bent arm strength is the handstand push-up. Let's take a look at all of the variations. The first progression is the kneeling handstand push-up. So, with my hands shoulder width apart, I'm on my knees for this. I'm pushing the floor away, so protracting my shoulders. And now from here, I'm gonna bend my arms and my head will go out in front of the hands, not between, touches down, and I push up to replicate that handstand push-up feeling. Notice it's not a flat push-up, it's a handstand push-up. But Aaron, my wrists hurt. Well, now your shoulders are gonna hurt because we're gonna try some parallettes. For a lot of people, that wrist extension might cause some pain in the wrists and prevent you from getting as much load into the shoulders as you can to get stronger. So we can use parallettes. You can also use dumbbells with those hexagonal effects. For every drill I'm about to show you in this video, just like we did on our knees, we can kneel down, touch the head, and press back up. And you'll find that's much more front delt heavy. Progression number 2 is the kneeling handstand push-up. Notice my knees are elevated. Same mechanics. I'm bending through the elbows, touching the head, and pushing back up. You might need to adjust your hand position just to make sure that you're in an ideal position to keep the elbows above the wrists. You want to avoid them coming back or flaring out. They should be going relatively straight back and really try to emphasize the push. Again, we can use our parallettes here as well. Lowering down, pushing back up. Rep ranges. 5 to 10 reps is ideal. 3 to 5 sets. You can generally train this 2-3 times per week. Progression 3 is our standing variation. So, hand shoulder width apart, up on my tippy toes. My hips are high here, lowering down, touch and go. So you're going to lower down slow and push up hard and fast. Like so. What I like to think about with this standing variation is making my toes so light that they almost come off the ground. Like that. In all honesty, progression 3, that last progression, is all you need to develop your yoga arm balance game. But if you want to work up to handstand push-ups, then you're going to want to start to get a little bit more vertical. So I can start to raise my feet, and this is starting to create that handstand push-up effect. So if you want to take this all the way to a handstand push-up, you will need a handstand. Now, I've got a video on how to do a handstand. I'll leave a link to that one in the description below. Put your favorite sockies on because it's time to learn negatives. You'll need a wall, preferably not a glass one, just for accidents, but you want to walk up the wall into your handstand position, point the toes, and from here we slide down. We put our head on the ground, and if you can't push back up, you come on down and reset. 5 singles should do you for a solid set of negatives. Positives. No, that's not right. Yes, positives. When it comes to learning the whole handstand push-up, we can do partials. So I've got my yoga blocks or textbooks out in front for the head. We find ourselves in position, point the toes, and I'm aiming to put my head on the block. Touch and push up. Touch and push up. We have the start of our handstand push-up. Now, marrying our balance with our strength is no easy task, but at some point, if you want to do a handstand push-up, you've just got to come out into the freestanding jungle and try to figure it out. So, let's take a look. Hands where you want them. Nice wide shoulder width grip. Kick on up. Find balance. Now we head on down. We touch. And we go. And we're back up into balance. Hopefully, we can maintain balance. From there, you can start kicking into more and more reps. But without that fundamental strength at the bottom, you won't get there. So I spend most of my time on that standing variation with the feet touching the ground and pump out the reps there. That builds up your strength, your endurance. And then when it comes to doing freestanding efforts, it's fickle. Some days I'm good, some days I'm not. But in the long curve of things, you will get there. If you're more interested in just taking that bent arm strength for your yoga arm balances, then by doing those handstand push-up drills, you now have the strength to start to move through all the different shapes and have plenty left in reserve for your yoga practice. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, hit the like, thumbs up button, drop me a comment, and please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.